Alright guys, I'm going to show y'all what I do to kind of modify my swim jigs. And you don't have to do it to all of them, like kind of depends on the brand or whatever, but this one, it's a Bite Me Baits of Kentucky swim jig, made by Chad Haynes, and you can see the skirt's real full. It's wire tied, and it's got a full weed guard on it, and you can see it's pretty long, right? So I want to modify that, cut that weed guard down to where it's about even with the barb of the hook. Alright, so just gonna take it and trim it down. And depending on what kind of cover you're fishing around, you can even pull some of these strands back and cut them off too. Alright, the next thing I do, and this is a tip I learned off of Wired to Fish. I think Russell Cecil did a video or something on it, but that's where I got it from, was him. But basically, you want your skirt not as full when you got a trailer on there on a swim jig, so you get more action out of your trailer. Now, let's say if I was trying to, you know, really slow it down and I didn't have a lighter jig, you know, you could keep the skirt fuller, just so it kind of bulks it up and it'll help slow it down some. But basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to shorten the skirt some to start with. I need some better scissors, I guess. Alright, so shorten it up. Then, if you really want to thin it out, basically just flip it over. And it's a little bit harder to do on a hand-tied jig, just because it doesn't separate as good. But you can kind of separate that inside part of your jig skirt and you just cut off that inside part up, you know, kind of close to the wire band. And you don't have to thin it all the way out. You can start by cutting half of it, and then, you know, if you want to trim it on down, you can. But you see how thin that jig is now? Really thinned it out. And then just put your trailer on there. I just found this one. It matches. Doesn't have a whole lot of action to it. This water's still cold and this water's pretty clear. So I'm going to take this, kind of measure it out, cut it down. Thread it up on there. And there you go. It's a lot thinner. Probably need to trim it just a little bit more so it doesn't affect those little tentacles. And there's your swim jig. Here's his logo right here. Bite Me Baits of Kentucky. I had the boat turned to where the sun wasn't shining right in the video, but the wind kind of blew me around. Alright, so let's say you fishing down and you just want to change it up some. He also sells these blades on his website. They're called Switchblades. And basically you can turn any swim jig with a vertical line tie into a bladed jig. Alright, so the way it works, and they're a pretty big blade, bigger than a normal chatterbait blade. If y'all watched the first Major League Fishing event, Brian Thrift was throwing a chatterbait with a bigger blade. To me, it doesn't really like thump harder, but it just moves more water, I think. And it probably depends on the jig that you have it on. You know, how much head contact it's getting, how loud it's gonna be. On his, it does contact the head. You can't really see it, but it has. I had it on there a while ago and it already knocked a little bit of paint off both sides. So it is getting some contact. But basically, it's got this little wire keeper that holds it together. Let me see if I can get this thing rigged back up. I kind of opened it up a little too much. Alright, so you got to open up these two little metal tabs. And there's a little metal piece in there. Alright. It's normally not this complicated. Alright. So, take your bladed jig and you want to make sure that the snap is facing the right way so you put your jig on right. But you basically take it and you run that piece of wire through your line tie. Alright. Let me turn it around here. Alright, and then that piece of wire is going to go through that little metal clamp. and then snap into that hole. You'll probably heard it snap. Alright, once you got that on there, you just take your pliers, tighten those, push those little metal tabs back down. And now you got your custom chatterbait or bladed jig. And then I like to take a pair of pliers and kind of bend that blade a little bit, just like a, you know, store-bought Z-Man chatterbait. They come in silver, gold, and black, and yeah, you can put it on your favorite swim jig. I would suggest just buying some of his while you're there on the website. And he's got these things, these blades, cheaper than anybody else that I've seen. So, but yeah, it comes with directions on the back of the pack. I think there might be 1 or 2 videos out there. And then he makes some without the weed guard, so you know it'd be just like a normal chatterbait. But yeah, Bite Me Baits of Kentucky. Check out their swim jigs and the Switchblades, and hopefully it helps you catch more fish. You can put these things on just about anything. I saw a video, some guy had it on a lipless crankbait, which is kind of weird, but he caught fish in a pond with it. So, but yeah, check them out.